収め時だぜ。死んじまいね。
こんばんは、皆さん。This is Chronicle. Okay, I'm going to introduce Okita Sougo, and he's from the collaboration of Gintama. And then before I go on, he is quite similar with the Solomon from the Phantom of the Cube. Yeah, but later I will explain about it. And then I managed to master his second and 7th gate, and then the 6th gate is level 4. And then with this Mementos Max Break and with these gears, and then for the runes, because he does not need the physical attack, so I never equip with the physical attack set. I equip with the accuracy up and then single attack or area attack, either way. And then with the physical defense or anything. Yeah, or maybe you can equip with the HP up set along with the accuracy. Yeah, and then with shooting attack or slash attack, either way. And then for this one, I think maybe maximum jewel or initial jewel or healing power. Yeah, or even guts. And then this one, I think physical defense should be good enough and any resistance you like. And the rest is anything. And then as I said just now, he does not need any physical attack. His attack power is only based from the dex. Only dex, not P attack plus dex. It's 1.4 times dex only. Yeah. And then next is his Kaigan Laser. Well, it increases his HP and dex 20%, quite a lot. And then along with the shooting resistance 5, not really that bad, and a bit speed up. So if you equip with the shooting resistance runes, his shooting resistance will be 35, not really that bad. And then next is his leader skill. This leader skill is only very good for the shooting type attacker, like for example Abel, Ryuri, those kind of character, or even Elite. And then with the blind resistance 20%, not bad. And then if you master his 3rd gate, this shooting attack change into all attack, so that you can at least mess around with the other types of attacker besides the shooting attacker. Okay, next is, I'm going to go through his main, sub, and master ability at the training arena. Okay, let's go. Ichikata Nigenaya. Okay, his overall status is about this high with this leader skill and with the Memento skill. Okay, his stats is about 2400 and his speed is near 230k. Okay. And then next is his normal attack. As you can see, he can attack from quite far away, about 3 to 7 I think. And then the damage is about 7.6k and then about 8.5k. Okay. And then next is his main ability. Okay, this is the only skill with the Academy Over status. And then it is a 4-hit shooting attack and the shooting range is 6, quite far away, and then the damage is about 15k and then about 20k. Okay, very nice. Okay, next is, this second skill is very good against the evasion unit because it is 100% hit and also greatly reduce their evasion for 3 turns. Yeah, it's quite good for arena and PvP. But then, this skill will also attack your allies, so beware. And then the damage is about 14k and then 18.5k. Okay, next is, okay, compared to the first 2 skills, this is an slash attack and also penetrates the enemies and also reduce the enemy or elemental resistance as well as physical defense to 0 for 3 turns. So this is a very powerful debuff skill, and then if you master his 5th gate, this all elemental resistance greatly increase to 50 I think, and also increase the skill usage to 6 if I'm not wrong, but the skill power doesn't increase, so beware. And then the damage is about 11.3k and then about 15.6k. Okay. And then next is, well, this last skill is a very simple attack with buff nullified for 1 turn on the enemies. But then it will also attack your allies, so beware. And the damage is about 8k and then about 11.3k. Okay. And then next is his sub ability. Well, this skill is very good for the manual PvP, not arena. because even if you are using auto, he will not use this skill, and it's a 2 count death sentence skill. But then the shooting range is only just 1 and cannot be extended, so beware. And then next is, well, this skill is actually quite interesting. Like for example, he moves towards the enemy's back and then push away the enemies by 5 square. So like for example, if your allies is about this location, he push this enemy to this side so that your other allies can attack this enemy. Yeah, so it's actually quite good for PvP or some of the hell quests or normal quests. And then also increase his CT so that it will be very easy to get to his next turn. And then the shooting range is 5, but then the shooting range cannot be extended, so beware. And then next is, this third skill basically recovers his HP and jewel at the same time. But then the jewel regen and the speed grading increase is only when he has the 6 status. So like for example, if the enemy manage to hit him away, this jewel regen will not activate, so beware. Okay, next is, this last skill is also very good and interesting. He will increase your allies' rage status, and during the status, your ally will have counter attack, or defense, or back resistance, CT down resistance, and speed debuff resistance greatly up. Means, even if your allies cannot be controlled, but your allies will have all the benefit, especially if you are using those allies who have a very good counter attack skill. Yeah, so that the damage will be very good. As well as, all defense is increased by 100. Means, all damage will be 1, no matter what. Unless you are fighting against those enemies who has the ability to remove the buff or with the buff nullified. Otherwise, it's a very powerful buff. As well as, it also increases his counter attack resistance for fighters. Just in case if the counter attack skill can actually attack him, he at least can withstand the counter attack skill. Yeah, not really that bad. But then the shooting range is only just 1. And he will not even use this skill if you are using auto. Yeah, so it's a bit too bad. And then next is his master ability. This skill is from his free weapon you can get from the ES quest. And then it's an AoE attack. And then if there's many enemies within the AoE, the damage will be increased. So this skill is very good for attacking multiple targets at the same time. And then the damage is, okay, about 9.5k and then about 14k. And how about if there's 2 enemies? About 11k and then about 16k. Okay, it increased a bit. And then next is, this skill is from his Mementos BCR weapon ability, and then he will increase the dual damage and stun status for 2 turns. So this skill is very good for the PvP, I mean manual PvP, not auto. And then the dual damage is about 60, and then weakness I think should be the same, 60. Okay, next is, this skill is from his Mementos Beecher ability, and then it's a non-elemental attack with 100% hit, and also it knocks the enemy shield and cover skill, as well as he can attack the enemies that is using the jump attack. But then it doesn't interrupt the jump attack, so beware, I think. And then if you max break these Mementos, the overall skill power increase and the shooting range increase to 6. Okay. And then the damage is about 12k and then about 14k. And then next is, this skill is from his level 20 Kaigan Lasso. And then it increases his all attack and shooting range plus 2 for 3 turns, as well as his ration ability has the power up. Later I will go through about this ration ability power up. And then next is his ration ability. He will exhaust the enemy shooting resistance for 1 turn before the enemies attacking him. So this ration ability is actually quite good, especially against the shooting attacker, because not only his shooting attack increase, as well as his damage taken from the shooting attack will reduce as well, 2 in 1. And then the shooting range is 5 and can be extended, so the maximum shooting range is 8. Yeah, pretty far away. And then, after when you use his ration ability upgrade skill from the Kaigan Lasso, it will become a counter attack instead with 100% hit. And then also exhaust the enemy slash resistance as well, along with the shooting resistance for 2 turns instead of 1 turn. So this reaction ability is really very good, so that all of his attack skill will have high damage, whether it's a shooting attack or slash attack. But then there is one big weakness about this skill. He will not use this skill in the auto. Yeah, it's a big waste. And then next is his support ability. When you master his second gate, it attack extra or attack up, and then further increase the dex a bit and with the speed up. Okay, and then also permanent increase his slash attack and can be stacked for 2 times when he attacks any enemy. But then once he use any 4 skill from this list, this slash attack buff will reset to 0 again. And then as I said earlier, why I say he is similar with the Solomon? Very simple. Because Solomon also have this kind of passive. But then for Solomon case, she is using pierce and shooting attack. And then instead of slash attack up, it is shooting attack. And then after when she use the shooting attack skill, it will reset to 0 again. Yeah, it is just the same concept. So basically, if you are using him for auto, most likely he will be using the shooting attack first. After that, he will be using the slash attack and repeat. And then for the next passive is, it increases his shooting range by 2. Yeah, so this passive is also very good for him, so that he can easily attack the enemy from far away. But then of course you can switch this passive with, like for example this one, to increase his shooting attack, or this one to increase his move or jump, either way. And then next is his mementos. This mementos is for Okita and Hijikata. And then when you max break this mementos, it adds extra jewel regen. Also very good for him, and along with the other attack up and initial jewel. And then next is the mementos leader skill. Well, this leader skill is quite good for him, especially with the speed plus 5%. But then, he does not need any physical attack, so it's a big waste. So either you use his default leader skill that increase the shooting attack and dex, or any mementos leader skill that is increase the shooting attack and dex. It's good for him. And then next is the gears. This weapon you can get from the ES quest as I said earlier, and it increases dex, shooting range, and die attack. So just equip this weapon by default. And then next is, this accessory is from his mementos, and it increases HP, slash attack, shooting attack, and single attack resistance. Okay, it's very good for him overall, since he can use 2 types of attack. And then of course, if you don't have this accessory, you can switch with this accessory. Either you can get from the gadget or from the coins exchange, and then it greatly increases his HP, physical defense, magic defense, speed, and academy over resistance. Also very good for him, or you can equip with both accessories at the same time, either way. And then next is, this mementos is from Kagura Mementos, BCR Mementos gear, and then it increases his physical defense, magic defense, speed, and wind resistance. And then you can use this weapon ability which remove your allies debuff. Also quite good actually. Or any accessory that is increase the speed will be good enough. And then depending on the situation, you can switch this accessory with this armor you can hunt from the pop-up or multi-quest during the event. But then it only increases a bit defense, and then with the status resistance, and along with the academic crush, risk resistance plus 5 only. But the only good thing about this armor is the weapon ability, which is, it greatly reduces all types of damage for 1 attack from the start of the map. So basically, this weapon ability is only very good for PvP and arena as usual, since his defense is not really that high, other than the slash resistance and shooting resistance, these two, so that at least he can withstand the enemy 1 attack. Okay, next is, I'm going to increase his slash attack for 2 times, and let's see the slash attack skill increase by how much. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's start from this skill first. about 17k and then 21k. And how about this skill? About 12.5k and then about 16k. And then how about this skill? About 15k and then 19.5k. And how about if there's two enemies? About 17.5k and then 22.5k. And how about this skill? About 19k and then 21k. Okay, next is I'm going to increase his all attack and also reduce the enemy resistance here, as well as also reduce the enemy elemental resistance and physical defense. And let's see the total damage increase by how much. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's start from his normal attack. About 13.5k and then 14.5k. And how about this skill? About 26k and then 33k. And then this skill? About 24.3k and then about 31k. And how about this skill? About 26k and then 32k. And this skill? 21k and about 26k. And then how about the master ability, this one? Okay, about 30k when there's two enemies and then 36.6k. And how about this skill? About 32.7k and then about 35.3k. Okay, lastly is I'm going to increase his shooting attack times 2.5 for 1 turn. And let's see all of his shooting attack skill increased by how much with everything. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's see the normal attack first. About 20.5k and then 21.5k. And then how about this skill? About 40k and then 47k. And then this skill? 37.5k and then about 44k. So conclusion is, he is actually quite a powerful attacker unit, especially against the evasion, thanks to the dex. As well as, at first, I thought he is quite a PvP oriented unit. But then, when I try to use him, whether it's a manual or auto, I find that he is actually quite good for Hell Quest. I think it's because he is a shooting unit, as well as you can use Lifa buff to further increase his shooting attack. But then he also can use slash attack at the same time. Yeah, 2 in 1. And then second thing is, his mementos is actually quite optional if you ask me, unless you want to use him for the arena or PvP because of the enough the shield, jump attack, cover skill and so. But then enough the cover skill can be very good for some of the health quests, but then most likely it's really very good for the PvP. And then last but not least, his voice actor is Tsuzumura Kenichi, also voiced Final Fantasy VII Before Crisis main character Zack, as well as also voiced Murasaki Bara from the Kuroko Basket. Yeah, so I guess that's all about Okita. Thank you for watching this video. If you guys got any question about him, please comment. See ya, sayonara.
ここにいる連中好きにしていいんだね。覚悟してください。消えてください。Bad. 納め時だぜ。年貢の納め時だぜ。年貢の納め時だぜ。あだよ。年貢の納め時だぜ。死んじまいね。少しは骨のあるやつもいたもんださ。